I'm a little frustrated. I'm a little angry. I'm a little agitated. So I think I'm just going to go ahead and just get this off my chest a little bit. I'm not voting for Trump. I have no intention on voting for Trump. However, there is a way to change my mind about this. You ready for this? This is what it would take for me to vote for Trump. First off, every state that is ran by a Republican governor has to be just at random, just arresting white supremacists left and right. I'm talking like a widespread white supremacist hauling into the I want to see news coverage of multiple states with Republican governors specifically putting white supremacists in cop cars, putting them in jail. I need to see pictures of those guys sitting in the jail cell somewhere. You see what I'm saying? And then I want them all to at some point get on television and say, Donald Trump called us up and told us to do this. If that were to happen, I would consider voting for Donald Trump that day, because I would be like, oh snap. Do you see? Because the reason why is because the Republican Party used to be against white supremacy, like hardcore against white supremacy. Hell, Abraham Lincoln ended slavery, right? Imagine being the Republican part. Imagine being a Republican candidate that actually challenges white supremacy. But they won't do that because white supremacists are mostly Republican. Most Republicans are white supremacists. Yeah, well, what about the Democrats? Well, it's expected for the Democrats to be white supremacists because their party created the Klan. So it's like, of course, they're going to be it. So it's like, imagine being the people that fights against that. You have any idea how cool that would make you? But yeah, unless that happens, I'm not voting for Trump. I have no intention on voting for Trump. Shoot, my hair is kind of screwed up. The racists are going to definitely come over here and talk about that. But that's what I'm saying though. It's like, and another thing too is that you take away the bigotry. Donald Trump is just an idiot. You know what I mean? And not just him. His supporters are also just absolute monsters, bro. Like, you really gotta take into consideration what this dude got on a mic earlier this month and said that if you vote for him, that's gonna probably be the last vote you ever make. And people cheered that. You know what I'm saying? Like, people cheered that. People cheered their voting rights being taken away if he wins. Like, if there was any, today, this big election is basically the best allegory possible for America versus white supremacy. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, I can't in good conscience vote for white supremacy. You know, if you've seen my videos up until now, you know that I just will not do that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, well, Kamala is not that great either, which is why I'm not saying anything about Kamala. I'm not telling anybody to vote for Kamala. I'm not saying vote for Kamala. I'm basically saying that I'm going to vote for America. I'm voting for America because I am challenged. Because like I said, American history in a nutshell has always been American history, white supremacy versus America. And every so often when white supremacy wins, things get really bad. It got bad with Andrew Jackson. It got bad with, what was that dude named? The Johnson. It got bad with the other Johnson. It got bad with Reagan. It got bad with Trump. It got bad with Woodrow Wilson. It got bad with Warren Harding. Do y'all see a pattern here? We get a chance to actually, we've had multiple, throughout history, we've had multiple examples of what would happen if a white supremacist got power. And things suck. Things still suck right now. I mean, and it's well, why Democrat? The thing that also kind of annoys me too is that Republicans, people who call themselves Republicans anyway, because what the heck is even a Republican at this point, right? What even qualifies? It's just a word now. So it's the people who call themselves Republican, the thing that always annoys me about these people is that if you talk about how bad Republicans can get, the first thing that they say is Democrats are also bad. Mm-mm. You know what I'm saying? But it's you do realize that by saying that Democrats are also bad, you're literally saying you guys are also bad. You're basically saying both sides are bad, but we should support you guys instead. What? No. I've never in my life seen a Democrat go into a Republican space after a Republican said that Democrats suck and say, well, also Republicans are also bad. You know what I mean? Like I would never see that because like a lot of people don't want to hang out in Republican spaces. Nobody want like I remember when Twitter, like when Elon Musk got control of Twitter, a lot of people started leaving Twitter because nobody wants to hang out with that many Republicans at the same time. You know what I'm saying? You guys wanted isolation. You guys wanted to be away from everybody. You guys wanted to make sure that you guys had your own personal space to do whatever y'all wanted. Everybody's trying to give you that, but y'all keep going into everybody else's spot. Like, I'm on Threads right now, and apparently there's people in Threads who are like, Elon Musk is the best. And it's like, why are you here? You got Twitter. It's kind of like how it's just like when Polar had came around, and it was like going, Elon Musk is the best. And it's like, why are you here? You got Polar. You know what I mean? You guys got all. It's just like when people say Disney is terrible. Why are you here? You got Daily Wire, bro. At some point, it's just ridiculous to me that in the process of them trying to they want I don't know I don't know what the white supremacist agenda is at this point. I don't know if they want everybody to sort of be subservient to them, or everybody to just die, or everybody to just get eaten. I don't know what they want from everybody else. They either want everybody to leave them alone, or they want to just get in everybody's face and just be liked. It's like, it feels like what they're trying to do is just make their toxicity and their just pure evil tendencies the norm, so that everybody can just be okay with them, rather than them just make their own spaces and establish them so they could be among one another and just interact with each other. They want to just bother everybody else. For what? Go away. Nobody wants y'all. Nobody wants y'all. Nobody wants, I don't want to live in an America where you guys are in charge of everything, because I'm either going to get killed or I'm going to get enslaved or get killed, and I'm getting killed. I'm getting, because y'all going to be like, actually, you're supposed to like us. It's the law now. It's like, why did y'all make that law? Why did y'all make the law for us to like you? Why do you, it's like, it just comes across as little kids just trying to make friends, but rather than actually change themselves for the better to make friends, they just force everybody to be their friend, and they're trying their best to sort of usurp the system so that everybody can be their friends and like them. And it's nobody likes that. Nobody will ever like that. You could, even if you guys were to win, God forbid you guys win, you're basically saying you want everybody to accept you for who you are, and it's terrible. It's monstrous. It's demonic. It's also a case of tall poppy syndrome, where it's these people, white supremacists, just can't seem to handle the fact that they're mediocre. So rather than actually try to get themselves, rather than train up to their own personal strengths, they just tell everybody else that they suck, and just they tell everybody else that they suck, chop us off at our legs, and then put us in a situation where we have to use our legs, basically. You know what I'm saying? It's basically they ruin societies so they could become the top dog. And when society starts to suck because of them, they just basically blame everybody else. It's and they do this like I say, bro, if you look at white supremacy as an alien invasion that actually succeeded, everything about them starts to make sense. Now, why are you going to talk about white supremacy? You don't like white people. Fun fact, anybody can be a white supremacist, because white supremacy is an ideology. It's not a skin color. There's a lot of white people who aren't white supremacists, and there are white supremacists who actually aren't white people. You will be surprised. Enrique Tarrio come to mind at all? Do you guys not know any black Republicans? I mean, yeah, how many black people do you know are that passionate about hating other black people? Use your brains. Which, hopefully is still up there, even though you guys are supporting the guy who basically said he'd be a dictator for a day, and he only said that as a joke. Do we really, really, really need jokes right now like that? What's the funny in that? What's the funny in that? Where's the humor in in I will be dictator for a day? I'm not voting for this clown. I'm not voting. That's y'all type of humor, bro. From now on, I'm calling it dark humor, white humor, because it's only funny when it's the only humor that white supremacists find funny. So I'm calling that stuff white humor from now on. I'm not calling it dark humor because there's nothing dark about it. There's a lot of gallows humor. There's a lot of gallows humor out there, but then there's the white supremacist punching down humor. No, screw that. That's white humor from now on. And with that being said, though, like I said, I'm not voting for this guy. There's multiple ways to approach politics nowadays. You know what I'm saying? There's people like me who approaches it with my doom glasses on, and just I'm trying to learn things about it. I'm trying to understand a little bit about it. So it's just I'm trying to understand everything about politics, just so I can sort of get an idea of what it means. But then there's people out there who treat it like a team sport. And so because like they have nothing to lose, or they feel like they have nothing to lose. So they just saying all we have to lose is our pride. We have to win, because if we lose, then we're just gonna feel bad. And there's a difference between feeling bad because you lost and literally losing things because you lost. You know what I'm saying? There's people out there who are going to be marginalized and mistreated and picked on and pushed around and taken into like. There's people out there that's going to be like put into the brink of extinction almost because of the fact that because of the fact that somebody out there is going to actually try to make it law to get rid of them. Like, you know, y'all try to do that with us. Like, y'all trying to do to us what white supremacy has done to multiple societies beforehand. We're starting to see this stuff. We have literal historical evidence of this happening. Let's not forget the times where people literally, like, you know, black people actually got together and made a whole bunch of successful black cities in this country, all over. And white supremacists was like, we can't have that, and actually started going around massacring people. You know what I'm saying? Like, massacring people just because they were doing good. Just because they were doing good without white supremacists around. It's ridiculous to me. It's crazy, man. And people want to go back, and there's an entire political party who wants to go back to that. Like, I can't vote for this guy knowing that this is what is in store for us. And you can say all day, well, also, Kamala Harris is going to... I'm not saying anything about Kamala Harris because of the fact that this isn't about Kamala Harris. If you don't... You know who else isn't Kamala Harris? Everyone. Everyone. It's so ridiculous to me. Well, everybody else can't win. Well, yeah, if you're not gonna vote for him, of course not. But you're literally gonna vote for the worst. You're literally gonna vote for the worst option just because he's not somebody else. You're dumb. This is not a team sport. This isn't a put on your jersey. Like, people be literally acting like this is some kind of... People literally act like this is like, you know, like nothing is going to happen to them. You have to really take into consideration. After the white supremacists kill me and they kill my people and they subserviate, like, you know, at some point they're going to come after you. And white women are literally, man, white women will be like massacred, bro. Like, if there's one thing that white supremacists hate worse than me, it's white women. You don't believe me? Look it up. Like, look up what they want to do to y'all. I'm just saying. Like, but that's what I'm saying, though, bro. This isn't a team sport. This isn't, like, you know, nobody's telling you to hate Donald Trump. You know what I'm saying? If you like him, like him. Nobody's telling you not to like him, but use your brain when it comes to what's happening in the country right now. These are people who are genuine, like, there's a whole concept dedicated to what these people are trying to do. It's 900 pages of just pure cultural erosion at the hopes of just keeping themselves in power amidst a nation of slaves and serfs and people who are going to be mistreated by them unless they feel otherwise. This is a nation, like, you know, people love the right wing loves saying facts don't care about your feelings, and then basically are openly saying they want their feelings to be the fact. They want their feelings to be the law. They want their emotional connection to things. Like I say, look at what they did historically. If they felt like a woman was a rich, she was getting executed. If they felt like a black dude was getting too smart, he got executed. If they felt like somebody was a little bit on her side, they were getting executed. And now they're trying to put America back into that. I don't know about you, man, but I'm not trying to be put into a country where white supremacist feelings is law, okay? And because of that, I'm not voting for Donald Trump. I might vote for my mama. I don't know.